Hey guys, thanks for joining me. I thought I'd do a quick little review for you on this. This is the Lancome Grandiose Mascara. It's a new one out and I was excited to try it because it's like nothing else I've seen and, you know, it makes you curious. So this is what the brush looks like, isn't it odd? It's called a swan brush, I think, and the idea is that you can use it on your right eye as you would normally, but that you can reach over. I think you're supposed to turn it that way. And then you can do your left eye a lot easier because of the angle of the brush. So I thought I'd do a quick review for you. I've been using this all week and yeah, I like it. So let me tell you, it's called Lancome Grandiose. It's £24.50, so it's a pretty expensive mascara. It's certainly not a drugstore one. And the wand is plastic. It's a hard plastic wand and it's got very short plastic bristles on it. So that's what it looks like. But when I saw the brush, I was attracted to the brush because it looks like the Chanel Volume to Chanel brush, and I'm interested, I think I've said before, in the ones with the short bristles at the moment because they just seem to, I don't like a huge brush, and so this one kind of looked like it would be okay for me. So this are the claims. It says, for the first time in Lancome history, this patent pending swan neck wand and high precision brush can grab lashes close to the roots to perfectly fan them out corner to corner. Starting with the first stroke, lashes are coated from root to tip, adapted to suit different eye shapes, which is interesting. This mascara creates a spectacular wide angle fan effect. An innovative formula enriched with Lancome's exclusive native rose cell extract. I found that last bit interesting. It says about the native rose cell extract because I couldn't really find anything more about that, so I'm not sure what that does. And actually that's one thing I would say about Lancome. Whenever I'm looking on their website, I feel like there's a lack of information. I can never find all of the information that I want, so I've no idea what that formula, what that rose cell extract is supposed to do. It certainly doesn't smell like roses. So this only comes in one colour and it comes in black, so I guess they may be trialling it, and if it works well they might come out with another colour. It doesn't say that it's waterproof or anything like that, but let me tell you how I got on with it. I found it a very, very easy brush to use, and it is slightly easier to use than others to get on this site because, like I said, you can use it like this on here and then you can switch it. But they also say you can do it this way, and it is also easier to get to the corner of your lashes. I've used this one today. It definitely does get every single lash. So I do love the wand. I think that is really, it's not just a gimmick. You know, sometimes these things you think they've just brought out their mascara with a different shaped wand just because, you know, I often wonder how much research has gone into it, but it is definitely easier. And I wonder as well if people have problems with their hands, maybe with shaking or with, you know, arthritis and things like that, if this would be pretty useful for them to use because of that shape. I'm not sure, obviously I kind of tested that, but I did find it very, very easy to use. What I was concerned about with the very short bristles was I had been using one by Bourjois called Queen Attitude, and it has got a very, very similar brush and it's hard plastic. When I used the Bourjois one, it would, do you know, sometimes you catch the inside of your eyelid and it makes you blink and then your mascara goes everywhere, and I thought that might happen with this because it was happening a lot with the Bourjois one and the bristles look the same, but it doesn't. I haven't had that happen with this, and I suspect it's because of the shape of the brush means that you don't catch your eyelid, you just get your lashes, which is really good. So I like that aspect. It doesn't say that it's water resistant or waterproof or anything like that, but I found it to be easy to stay on, so I haven't cried through it or anything, so I can't swear that it's waterproof, but it feels the same as my MAC Extended Play and my Laura Mercier Long Lash, which are my holy grail mascaras, in that it doesn't feel like it would come off because I've got very, very oily eyelids, and so if something isn't a long wearing one, it will kind of smudge under my eyes, and this one didn't do that. So I would say it's a long wearing mascara, and I suspect it would be water resistant because whilst I removed it in the bath with a flannel and water, it did come off, but it didn't, not all of it came off. So that was probably the next thing I wanted to tell you, was it's easy to remove. There's no, because there's some mascaras like No. 7 Stay Perfect that to me are difficult to remove. Now a lot of people, when I said that in the review video of that, just said, oh, you just take it off with warm water, it's not difficult to remove. what I meant was, yes, it comes off easily with warm water, but I don't always remove my mascara in that way. Sometimes I just want to remove it with a makeup remover. With those ones, it didn't come off with a makeup remover. This one, it was easy enough to remove in the bath with a flannel and warm water, but it was also easy to remove with makeup remover. But what I would say is it took a long time to remove. So where I removed it in the bath, I then needed to go over it several times with an eye makeup remover or a kind of oil and water mix makeup remover, and it wasn't one where I just did a couple of switches. You had to keep going in. So that's another reason that makes me think it's a long wearing one, and you have to be prepared. If you want every single bit of mascara off your lashes, you need to kind of clean them well. But yeah, it wasn't difficult at all. It wasn't like it made it feel like I was pulling my eyes or anything like that. Again, the thing that made me think it was long wearing was I did a quick vlog actually when I first put it on, and I sort of went like that, and I said, oh, my lashes feel quite natural. I'm surprised they look the way they do, and actually today they do feel it. But then sort of towards the end of the day, they feel a little bit more, I'm never sure of the word to use because crispy or brittle sounds bad, and I don't like it if a mascara makes your lashes rock solid in that you feel like, sorry about that, a little break in service there because it told me my card was full. What was I saying? It makes them, as the day goes on, they feel a little bit firmer, but you can still, like now they actually feel natural, and I'd almost not know I had mascara on, but as the day goes on they seem to kind of firm up or crisp up almost, but still at the end of the day when you touch them they are flexible, so they feel a little bit crispy but they're flexible. They don't feel like they're going to break, because that really concerns me when lashes are like that and they're literally like little solid bits of hair, and then that to me is difficult to remove, and I don't think that that's very good for your lashes. So the only other thing to tell you is the only kind of downside that I found, and probably the reason why I wouldn't repurchase. I might well see if I can fit this brush into any other of my mascaras, because I really do like the brush, but for me the formula flaked a little bit. So at the end of the day, and I'm talking the very end of the day, so I put it on at 5:30 in the morning, and I'm talking about like at 5:30, 6 o'clock at night. Actually maybe a bit before that, because I did notice it while I was at work, sort of early afternoon. But there is a few little flakes, you know, when there's just little bits and you think, what's that on my eye? There's something black, and you sort of brush it away, and then there was a couple more. It's not a huge issue, and if you're looking for a good mascara and you're really interested in the wand, then go for it. And it may not happen to everybody, but for me, because I've got mascaras that don't do that, I don't like it, because sometimes you do that and it ends up making a black mark underneath your eye, and also sometimes you do it a little bit too much and it takes some of your foundation away or whatever, you know. So for me that's just not something I need to put up with, if that makes sense. That sounds really harsh, but you know what I mean. I've got mascaras that don't do that, so that was a little bit of a disappointment for me, that it did flake a little bit under my eyes. But that aside, I love it. So I hope that's enough information for you. I guess I didn't tell you whether it's volumizing or lengthening, but it's really a bit of both. It's a bit of both and nothing dramatic in either category. So I would say it's pretty volumizing and it's pretty lengthening, but it's not amazing in either of those things, because I think the kind of selling point is the brush, that it's easier to use. But it does coat every single lash, so whatever lashes you've got, you will get a little bit of volume and you'll get some length, but you'll coat every single lash, which I think is the point. So any questions at all, of course, leave them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer as soon as I can. Let me know if you've bought it and what you think. Of course, you guys know I love to hear what your opinion is of things, and I will speak to you again soon.